want to know who's teaching in that department. What do they specialize in? Do they specialize in American literature, British literature, particular time periods? Do they publish? And you start doing research on individual faculty members. Now this is pretty much, for your level, for an undergraduate level, probably more research than you need to do. Because one of the characteristics of education in the United States, particularly liberal arts education, if you're going into the humanities or the social sciences, is you take a lot of different kinds of courses and you explore. So you won't really be that committed to your department, to your faculty, until your junior and senior years, the third and fourth year of your education. First couple of years, you should be exploring. Now, if you're studying engineering, you're going to be studying engineering from day one. You're going to go engineering. You won't be taking a lot of psychology, literature, history classes. You'll be taking a lot of math and science and engineering classes. But in the humanities students are encouraged to explore wide parts of their curriculum in the United States. Again, I can digress from this and tell you personal stories. In my own case, I went to college thinking that I was going to study English literature and English. So that's what I started doing. You have to declare a major when you go to college, your major area of concentration. But I took a lot of different courses that first year, which is what we were supposed to do, and I liked the psychology course that I took. So I changed my major. My second year of college, I was a psychology major. And then I took a year off from college. I worked. I changed my college. I went to a different university. I went from Maine to California, across the country. And I became an English major again, because I decided that's really what I wanted to do. This is not a problem. You don't lose time in the U.S. system. You don't have to go back. The system is flexible enough to accommodate those changes. Okay? In some places that's not true. In some places, if you changed your mind about what you wanted to study, you'd lose a year. You'd have to go back and start over again. It doesn't work that way. So it was not a problem, and I ended up getting a degree in English. So it ended happily for all of us. But yeah, that's what you would research. I think at the graduate level. At the undergraduate level, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah. Your professors and your friends. These are people you use as resources. If you know anybody who has studied in the United States, friends, family, professors, me, you can ask them about it. What was it like? What was the school like? Or what do you know about that school? Most of the people in the United States who have college educations know about other colleges because they went through the process. They went through that shopping process. And they will have friends and family and colleagues who maybe went to the school that you're interested in. So they'll have at least rumors about the school you're interested in. They'll have some kind of information. It may be good, it may be bad, but they'll be able to point you in the direction. So if you know anybody who studied in the United States, ask them. The alumni of programs the alumni of people who have studied in the United States also come here and use this facility, and so you might meet some of them here. This is a screenshot of Education USA, the website I talked about, the place where you can start your research. It's a very broad, very thorough introduction to the whole complicated process of studying in the United States. It is designed for people who don't live in the United States, who want to study from overseas. So it's designed for you. It addresses your concerns, your needs. The questions you have are questions that people have had for years. They're the same questions. And so you can find the answer here. The application process. So we're going to start that. We get a sample of a couple of universities here. We go on. All right, preparing the application. This is the part that makes everybody nervous. It makes students in the United States nervous. But okay, let's say we've searched for the relevant universities. We've searched for the universities that we want to study at. Register for standardized tests. You know, standardized tests are those tests where you have a multiple choice and you have to fill in those little black circles with a pencil. Now that a lot of them are on computer, they're computerized, but it's the same concept. And there are different tests for test different things to get into universities in the United States. There are the SATs at your level. For graduate students. Yeah. For undergraduates, though, it's the SATs and what used to be called the achievement tests, and I'm not sure what they're called anymore, but they test subject knowledge. SATs test basic verbal skills, your language skills, and your math skills. They're very broad, and I think they test analytic skills now. But they don't test if you can find Paris on a map. They don't test things you know. They're supposed to test how you think. The SATs. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But you have to take them. They're hard. There's no getting around.
After the A levels,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. After that.
They're not free. You have to pay for them. I'm not sure where in Karachi they're offered.
Yeah.
At the Fulbright Commission?
No, it's USEP, US Education Foundation.
Okay.
On that office.
So you register with a standardized test. Identify mentors and research partners, people who can help you study and prepare for those tests. If you haven't taken these kind of standardized tests before, it's really useful to prepare. Students in the United States prepare. And you've got, one of the issues that comes up with these tests is they have cultural bias. They sort of have been built around students who grew up in the U.S. So they may assume things that you don't know anything about. There may be a question there in the verbal part that uses idioms from baseball. Just because it doesn't think about people who don't know baseball. It's a test designed for people who grew up in the United States. Well, if you don't know what a home run is, that could be a problem. I don't know what you're talking about when you talk to me about cricket. I have no idea. It's completely mysterious to me. And I suspect that there might be things in those tests like that as well. So the more you can practice, the better off you'll be. Okay? Gather information in the applications. This means that you picked a relevant university, and so now you have to get their applications. They're all on websites now. It all can be done on the web. You don't have to send away anymore, at least. And they're all similar. They're going to want to know a lot about you. Letters of reference. Might not need those for undergraduate study. You might, they may require them for financial aid. I'm not sure, but typically you only need letters of reference for graduate school. In my experience.
Yeah, for scholarships.